And good morning, blog and video Connors and simple, easy marketing people. I am Tim Gillette, and this is the April 2021 Simple, Easy Marketing Virtual Summit. You know, this coming September will be 20 years ago. 20 years ago that 9/11 happened. Now, for some of the people here listening in today, all right, you were kids when it happened. For many of us who were adults, we remember that time. It was a time that the world stood still. America stood still. We were glued to our televisions as we watched every second of this thing unfold. For days and weeks afterwards, we were glued to the news because we wanted to find out what's going on. What's next? When are we going to get back to normal? It was something we struggled with. We wanted to know, when were we going to get back to normal? The world had been shooken up. And we wanted to get back to the way we were. The comfort zone. You know, with our little zone, all wrapped in our cushions and stuff like that. Comfortable. But comfortable is what got us into 9/11 in the first place. We relaxed our standards. We relaxed the things we were aware of. We were relaxed because we were set in our own thinking, set in our own ways, determined that we were going our own path. And then it hit us. So again, in 2020, a tragic thing happened, a pandemic, if you will. A pandemic happened, of which much of the world has now spent most of the past 12 months sitting inside their home, doing anything and everything they can to connect to the regular world through a device called a camera, a microphone, and a computer. When the pandemic happened, did you go out and find something new to do? Did you find a way to pivot what you were doing? Did you get used to a new normal? The world changed a year ago. And I know some of us are thinking, well, what are we going to do when it gets back to normal? Guys, I hate to tell you this. Just like 9/11, the world will not return to the place it was before. Now, we'll get back to some sort of normalcy as we move forward in the coming months. The world will change a little bit. I mean, we've got things now going on like the vaccine that helping this. Some people have learned now to actually be aware of their surroundings. They have actually changed their standards on things they want to do with people. They've changed the way they do business. And many of them, I hope, as many of them get along and get down this road of what we're going on, many of them go, you know what, I need to now be aware of what the standards are. I need to be aware of when I can walk into a place with a mask and when I should really have a mask on. I need to be aware of when I should take my kids out in public again. I need to understand the surroundings when I do. I need to be aware as the business world picks up and understand that many of the people who supplied us with products, with services, up until March of 2020, many of them are not there. Today's summit is going to be 5 speakers sharing with you topics about how do we go back to normal. I mean, come on, some states are opening up and things are back to normal and, we're allowed to. And here in Texas, we had a Major League Baseball game with a packed stadium. But was it the same as the last time? It's different. And we need to be able to understand different and prepare for it. Our speakers today are going to prepare us for that. First of all, we have a gentleman coming up today that will talk about rocking your life in the new norm. Then we're going to have to, take stock of what's really important. We're going to keep having to keep market online, all right? Even in a new world, we're going to have to market online in a whole new way. You're going to have to understand what you need to keep doing, even though the world goes back out to normal. You need to prepare and do online events like we're doing right here. And then lastly, we're going to talk about developing your unique value proposition. Our speakers today, Craig Duswalt, Joe Pardo, Ross Brand, Terry Lynn Yankee, and Larry Roberts all have a great message for you about getting back to normal. My wish is that many of you get back to normal. You understand the concept that when this pandemic happened, if you were here in America, which 99.7% of my audience is in America, here in America, all right, as we get back to normal, all right, Americans have been used to in their lives, the successful ones, of adapting to when things change. We make an adaptation. We do things right away. We think on our feet and we act fast, or we get left behind. This past week on Tuesday, my mom and I, we used to have, before the pandemic, we used to go to a local mall here in Plano, Texas. It's called the Willow Bend Mall. And it was our afternoon thing. We would go there in the afternoon and we would walk around that mall. If you've seen my speech and you see me talk about, getting traffic online, the picture I used in that speech was taken in that Willow Bend Mall. My mom and I on Tuesday went back and decided to walk the mall. 90% of the things that we used to go visit in that mall are gone. They're not coming back. Your business, all right, and what you do from here forward is what's going to make the difference of you as we get back to normal. Not getting comfortable, not getting relaxed in your standards, not giving up your awareness of what's around you. Those things are what you're going to have to do to get and stay the leader in the new normal. Now, today, I want to thank, and before we bring on our first speaker, I want to thank those people who have actually helped make this event happen. And this is our 12th one. We started in May of last year. We did blog and video con rather than live, we did it online. And I liked the concept so much, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something for you people who are stuck at home and got to actually figure out how to market again. I'm going to make it simple, make it easy, and bring you a couple speakers every month to share about it. Now, I don't go out there and I'm not getting the head of marketing from whatever top 500 company. No, I'm getting people who can actually help you, no matter what level you are on, market your business and take it online, offline, do what you can. And that's why we have it. It's an online marketing summit. Several people have stepped up over the past year to actually help us make that happen. First of all, we had a great partnership with the Independent Podcasters Conference. They have been a sponsor here, all right, for months. We want to thank Joe Pardo and the people over there at Independent Podcasters Conference, all right? And the Icon community is a great community to be part of in podcasting, all right? We know Joe. I'm sure when Joe comes up today, he'll tell us he's got an event coming up as well. Next, we thank Readily Random Media. Larry Roberts has been now over the past year has now become my person for doing the my graphics. All right, cool things. He fixes my videos up for me. All right, he's currently redesigning the logo that will be the logo for Simple Easy Marketing because I want a simple, easy logo, Larry. And he's done all that for us as well as been a great, faithful sponsor of our conference. And then throughout the months, we've had different people pop in, all right, to be our sponsors, and we thank them. Now, this month, we got a new sponsor. Livestream Universe is now presenting their monetized live streaming now virtual summit. And Ross Brand is now going to be one of our sponsors over the next few months. He's got a sponsorship with us. Go check that event out. We're a sponsor over there as well. It's great to actually see someone like Ross Brand take live streaming. He's been Live Stream Universe for over 5 years, all right, and now start doing a conference. And I understand theirs is coming up, and I'm sure Ross will tell me in May sometime here, or maybe later in April. But it's going to be a great conference. He's got a great lineup of speakers already, and I'm sure. So we want to thank them. We have had over 20-some speakers in the past year. 20-some speakers in the past year. And the list seems to keep growing and growing, as this month we do have another new one that we've never seen before. We get some of them who come back and go, you know what, I want to come back. I got another message that fits this. And they come back. So I thank those people, all right, who've actually made it. And I don't have a written down list of all my speakers, but I want to thank them all. They all know who they are, all right? And I thank them as they come in and be part of the event. And to you people who've been part of the community, we started this thing out with a concept of you can join and attend, all right? And it's a one-time membership. And when you do, we're going to give money to somebody to help them out from the proceeds of your ticket. We decided to give 50% of the ticket money raised to a charity every month. This month is no different. We went back to our original person who we worked with, and that was Get Shift Done here in Dallas, Texas. Get Shift Done, all right, has been connecting the affected workforce, all right, with local nonprofits, providing hunger relief, all right, in communities. You can go check them out, getshiftdone.org, all right. We've given some money, all right, as well as you can go into their site, getshiftdone.org, and actually donate. And that's the best way to say thanks to your speakers, by the way, is giving extra. We don't require it. We just say, if it's on your heart, please give. We've chosen a great group of people that we actually help every month since May of last year. And many of them, all right, we've seen differences and gotten thank you letters from them saying, thank you for giving just a little, but a little helps and go a long way. So you can go check them out, getshiftdone.org. So this event is going to continue going on. We have loved the concept of getting out there and helping people with their online marketing. Whether you're just a new guy getting started, you're the guy who's actually trying to build a podcast and just wants to build something to market around it. You want to build a live streaming show and just how do I market around it? Maybe you want to do a blog. Or maybe you've got a business and you want to use a blog or a podcast or online marketing of some sorts to market it. That's what this conference is. And then there are the professionals who come in. They come in and they're learning and going, well, how can I tweak this? How can I make it better? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. If you think back to what I opened up with today about 9/11, when 9/11 happened, I actually started becoming more aware of my surroundings. I'm a motorcycle rider, as many of you know, and I became aware of my surroundings. And that is what the professional is doing. The professionals are coming here, tuning into this thing and going, man, what am I missing? What have I forgotten over the years? And that's how we help them. So I hope you got your bootstrapped up, because we're actually going to go full blast on an event today. Now, I don't know what your goals are, what you're seeking right now. I'm going to encourage you to do like I do. I always have notepads next to me, tons of them, taking notes. Even when I'm interviewing something, this is my notes for the speech. I'm always jotting down extra things. Those interviews, I'm jotting down and I got all the notes. Guys, I'm going to encourage you to take notes today. Some of the notes that you actually are going to take today are probably going to be something that impacts you forever. In 1988, a man impacted me, and it has been part of my business from one little piece of advice he gave me. His name was Frank. He owned a towing company, a bunch of real estate, and a gas station. I worked for him part-time. I would leave my full-time job at 4 in the afternoon, and I would come to the gas station that he owned part-time. I would clock in at 4 o'clock, and I would work there until midnight every night. And while I was the night shift guy, the day shift guy would come by and always be in the way of trying to do things. And I had a problem with it. And I just kept going. Finally, one day I went to Frank and said, Frank, how do I do this? So-and-so, and I can't even remember his name. I says, he's always in the way. He comes in on my shift. All right. He blocks up the places for me to take care of the customers. He says, he's in the way, on the phone, talking loud, but I'm in here trying to help a customer. What do I do? This is the advice Frank gave me. He said, Tim, from 4 p.m. to 12 p.m., you own this business. It is yours. If it costs $1, it's $1 out of your pocket. If it makes $1, it's $1 going into your pocket. I want you to treat this gas station like you own it from 4 p.m. until midnight. That changed my life. That bit of advice has now made me take ownership on everything I do. When I screw up, I take ownership. When I am successful, I take ownership. When I go in to do a job, I take ownership of that job. As our first speaker today will probably tell you, I've worked the backside of his conference for years, and I work all kinds of stuff back there, and he probably doesn't even know it because I do the job. And I go so people can count on me. When I go to do a job, I go do a job. Not focus on what Tim wants. I do the job at hand, and it's all because of advice I got in 1988 of whatever you do, act like you own it. I'll never forget that advice, and I'll never forget Frank for telling me that. So, are you ready for a great day? Today, we actually got a good bunch of speakers, and our first one today is no different than that. Is someone who my mentor, all right? Someone who's actually been there along the way, pushing, shoving, pulling, whatever he had to do to get me to better my systems, stand out like a rock star, all right, and actually rock my life. I remember the first phone call I had with this speaker. And I love telling this story because I sent him an email. I was writing a blog post about him. And he actually emailed me back within 30 minutes or so. And he says, hey, call me today, and gave me his phone number. And I call him and I get on the phone with him. And immediately he's like me. He knows who signed up for his event. And he goes, why aren't you coming to my event next week? And I spewed out a bunch of excuses. And he said, listen, you can sit at home and build your business all day long, or you can get out and actually do something. Now, Craig, we actually have to sit at home and build our businesses for the past year. But if I didn't learn to get out, I wouldn't learn how to get out online when I was stuck at home.